Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
What's up, guys?
Okay, now, oh, there's Jack. Great.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello, everyone.
How's everyone doing?
Yay.
So many,
Oh, yeah,
so many new faces.
so many excited people.
Aw, thank you guys.
Wow.
It's
Should we
nice to
wait
be
a
here with you
minute,
all.
or should we go ahead and get started?
Where's everyone? All over the place?
Yeah. Oh, well, everybody's muted, so
Okay.
two important functionality roles we will say is we have muted everybody so we can get down to the nitty gritty with Jack and Lazaro quickly and get some models and get you guys entertained and looking at some beautiful clothing. And then, but as you go along, if you feel like you're going to forget a question or you want something to be asked, just type it in the chat and we will see it. So if you even have comments, we want to hear them. If you love something, be like, I love that. Put it in the chat. And at the end of this, we are going to open it up for questions. So if you're like me and can't remember anything, then write it down and we will get to you guys. So I'm so excited to have you. Thank you. You guys are joining me from LA, correct?
Yes.
Where
we escaped New York for a little break over here.
Good.
Although now we're living our lives on Zoom.
We could be anywhere.
It could be anywhere. I would say the positive and highlight of 2020 is the fact that we have all learned how to use Zoom, for better or worse. And now we get to do things like this with you, which we never would get to do normally. So one winning thing, I don't know. I'm like, no, I live my life on Zoom and buying from all over the world. So it's kind of crazy. I miss the touch and feel.
Yes,
totally.
Big time.
But it's nice to engage with new people you wouldn't normally engage with. I feel like Zoom really offers that. It's nice to, especially the customers. We love meeting the customers and meeting all those new faces.
And so ironically, it's been sort of intimate, being able to talk to everyone face to face. You know, we haven't done this with a lot of people. It's been nice to kind of just meet everyone and talk to, to us, the press and the buyers and just the customers. It's been a cool experience for sure.
I am so honored to have you because we are the only specialty store that you guys are doing this with. And that means so much to me because I respect what you've accomplished, what you've done, who you are in the fashion industry and what you stand for. So thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to be with us.
Thank you. We're about to launch a collection tomorrow. Actually, today's like sort of a crunch. We'd only do this for you. We're about to launch a book tomorrow, and the spring collection drops tomorrow. So behind the scenes, there's a lot going on today, getting it all ready. So keep your eye out for that.
That's very exciting. You guys are always working on some new projects. Yeah. I know one of my favorite projects that you did this year was the collaboration with Birkenstock.
Yeah.
We blew out of those. They were incredible. They're my favorite thing.
Cool. Yeah. We did really well. It was funny because we went into lockdown in New York on like March 13th or something. And then, we're about to launch the Birkenstocks a couple weeks later. We're like, oh no, we've been working on this collaboration for so long. It was such a labor of love. And now we had to launch this collection during like a global pandemic lockdown. But oddly enough, it turned out to be the perfect product to be launching when everyone's locked inside their houses. I mean, we didn't take our Birkenstocks off for like 4 months straight. So it kind of, we blew it out of the water, unexpectedly so.
Yeah.
Yep. They came in and they went straight out the door. So if you guys decide to do that again,
we're doing it again.
We're doing it for pre-fall.
Good.
I actually took, and they're unisex, which is kind of funny. I was in Miami yesterday with my dad and my mom. I was wearing mine, and my dad just literally straight up stole them from me. Mm-hmm. He's like, he started wearing them. He's like, sorry, they're mine now. And so I had to like leave them in Miami. So I'm not wearing my Birkenstocks right now, unfortunately.
So when can we expect those?
The new ones. I'm not sure exactly when they drop. We're going to market with them soon for pre-fall. So I guess in December.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they deliver in May or something.
Right. I think somewhere around there. Yeah. We're doing new colors and all that.
Yeah.
So.
I'm so excited
about that.
Well, let's do a quick overview of you both. You graduated from Parsons together in 2002, and Julie Gilhart, an icon in the industry and fashion director of Barney's, immediately saw your graduation collection and said, I have to have this. And your collection launched from there, which is so insanely rare and shows your talent. So from 2002 until now, how do you think your brand has evolved? Because I know my store is quite different and I'm different. So how are you guys different?
Well, I think the brand has evolved and has matured as we've matured. When we started back in 2002, as you can imagine, we were very, very young at the time. We were 20 years old, 21 years old. So, at the time we were making clothes for our friends, and we still are making clothes for our friends. The difference is our friends now are women in their 30s with careers and children and sort of professional lives and have a different lifestyle than they did when we were all in our 20s. So whereas in the past, when we started, we were making kind of party clothes and hanging out clothes and sort of, just younger clothes. I think our style has definitely evolved to suit, our own lifestyle and our friends' lifestyles. And it's definitely has matured.
And I think people beyond that too, like my mom wears our clothes, but my little sisters wear our clothes too. Like, I think it's more about an attitude than it is about a specific age group. Yeah. And I think that attitude just speaks to a broader audience now.
Yeah. But I think it's definitely it's become much more sophisticated and luxurious in the last, 10 years than it was in the first 5. We've been doing this for 15 years, if you can believe that, or more.
Maybe a little more. But
like 18.
We won't say how long. We don't want to age. I guess it's easy to do the math.
Yeah. Now we're aging ourselves.
I know. I feel like we've been doing this forever. But that is so true. And through your evolution in 2008, you launched your handbag collection, which immediately won Handbag Designer of the Year in 2009 by the CFDA. I mean, again, not normal, pretty amazing. Like, it's pretty nice to reflect on those moments, right?
Totally. It's funny because when we launched our handbags, it was like right after the crash. Oh, yeah. And thank God we had launched our handbags, because we probably put out the most uncommercial show collection we've ever put out. It was like a collection of jumpsuits. But we had this great handbag. I mean, this handbag we'd been working on for a really long time, and we put it out there, and it's just all the kind of magic came together and it became a huge success. So that's obviously been helpful on a business level. And we love bags. We love how it kind of just completes the look. Shoes as well, accessories. We have a huge love for. It just kind of finishes off our story in a lot of ways.
Your shoes this season have been out of this world. We cannot keep them in stock. It's fantastic. Great. I mean, if we could get more, we would. I may try and stock yours off your feet later, like your dad did. So
we love shoes. We love shoes. For us, sometimes a collection starts off with footwear. Actually, a footwear. It does so much like an attitude of a look, whether it's a high heel or a flat shoe or a wedge, or whether it's an open toe or closed toe. The attitude of a look can be completely changed with this shoe. Like this season that you guys will see tomorrow online and whatnot. There's a lot of long dresses, and we put them all with like these sort of slippery shoes. It's interesting because it makes it more like a dress you would wear at home. It makes it kind of casual. If you put a heel on it, all of a sudden it becomes like a gown. So I think a shoe can change the attitude of a fashion look in such a major way. So sometimes we even start there and then kind of build bottom to top.
I love that. I love how you talk about the emotion of it and the energy behind each piece and each item and what it brings and how it makes you feel. We talk a lot about that here at Hampden. And through that, how did that evolve for you to start White Label, an extension of your brand, an extension of your woman?
Yeah, I mean, White Label we launched, maybe kind of like a year and a half ago. And, mainline is sort of the tippy top of the pyramid. It's the most expensive. It's the most luxurious. It's the most sort of fashion forward and designer of what we offer. And it's definitely clothes. I don't know. It's that. And then white label, I would say, is the sort of casual expression of the same woman's lifestyle. It's the same woman for sure, white label and mainline, but I would say white label is sort of the more intimate side of her life, what she wears at home, when she's with her family, when she's kind of like, you know, running around town doing errands or doing whatever she does. It's more intimate, it's more casual, and it's less expensive.
I love that.
Yeah.
We're one of the few stores in the US that carry all aspects of your collection: black label, the runway, white label, handbags, and shoes, just because I love you guys so much. And that's the only reason. No, I'm just
You're making me blush now.
Believe in what you do. And so many of our clients do as well. And has there ever been a time over the years that you guys have disagreed on the direction that you're taking with the collection?
Yeah, I mean, all the time. I mean, we work so closely together, and obviously we're talking about ideas and concepts that are completely subjective. There's no right or wrong answer, and everyone approaches everything with their own specific point of view. But I like to think that when the two of us get together, we create something that is something better than it would be if it was just my idea or just Lazaro's idea. Something about the two ideas meshing together creates something greater. So I think the collections on which we've disagreed the most are some of our most successful collections. And sometimes the collections where we're like right on the same page, it's like still missing a little something. So I think that kind of healthy creative disagreement's an important part of the process.
Yeah. There's beauty in the chaos.
Totally.
I totally agree. So today we have, as I said, we have all the collections, and we want to get started seeing some clothes on.
Cool.
Let's do it.
We'll have our first model come up, Celeste. And
Hi,
Celeste. Tell about your inspiration for the fall collection and the pieces she's wearing today.
I love that dress. That's a top.
It's a knit top and a skirt. It's a matte jersey skirt and this like really beautiful cinnamon matte jersey. And it's got this kind of leather belt that's built onto the waist. It's like zipped onto the waist. So it's all one piece. And then she's wearing this great kind of crepey viscose knit top, and it's all white on the inside and black on the outside. And it's basically like a big turtleneck, and you can kind of just flip it over to create this kind of off the shoulder silhouette. I don't know if you guys can see that very well over the screen. Exactly. So that just kind of flips. We always think that's such a beautiful part of the woman's body. Like no matter what your size or shape is, like that's always just such a great flattering area to expose. So this collection had a lot of that kind of neckline running throughout it.
It's a beautiful, yeah, you could do it like that too. It's a beautiful double layer knit. So the whole inside is white and the whole exterior is black. So you can kind of flip it over however you want, and you always expose the white side. So it creates like a nice graphic vibe. And it's a really kind of beautifully feeling knit, and it's really skinny on the body, really nicely fitted. And the beauty of these kind of knits is that there's no construction, there's no darts or seams. It's all completely integrally knitted. So it's just like a pull-on garment. And we love the idea of knitwear, and we love jersey. We love everything that stretches and nothing that kind of holds you in or constricts you. It feels kind of really dated, all that construction and things that kind of hold you in. So jersey and knitwear and things that move and that flow, and you can kind of raise your arm in. That's so important to us. So this is a great look. You know, Greta Gerwig actually wore a version of this to the Oscars not to the Golden Globes actually. She was nominated for Best Director, which is so, you know, we love working with creative women like that. And she was nominated for Little Women, and we made her a dress based on, she loved this top. So we kind of did a version of it down to the floor for her for that event. It was beautiful. Just that neckline just works so well on everyone. Everyone has a beautiful shoulder and neckline, and it's great with a piece of jewelry. It's great for a piece of jewelry, that neckline.
And on any bust size too.
Yeah. And what's nice about this is that it's almost like a dress, but you could really wear that top back to a pair of pants, a high-waisted pair of pants or a jean or something, and dress it down.
I also think that skirt would be great with like a big chunky sweater. You know, there's a lot of different ways you can kind of piece that together.
Yeah. Oh, a little slit. Forgot about that. A little good little slit.
A big chunky sweater like this one that I'm wearing from you.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
kind of in that silhouette, that kind of fuller, softer skirt with a big chunky sweater. I love that shape.
Just to hide all the bad parts.
And we love the length of the skirt, like the flowy, long length. It's just so easy. It's
Many
just
people think
effortless.
long is dressy. What is your opinion on that?
I think long is dressy if you wear a heel, and I think long with a pair of flats is there's something so casual and sort of boho even about that. So again, it goes back to the shoe. I think the shoe is what makes something casual versus dressed up. I mean, I think in the summer you wear a long dress with a pair of flats, and it's so easy. Or you can wear that same dress with a pair of heels. All of a sudden, you feel like it feels gown-like somehow. So it really is so much about the shoe, going back to like that original thing we were saying.
Sweet. That is absolutely one of my favorites. I love
that look.
I feel like you could wear that anywhere.
This is
that's awesome.
This is a nice kind of flattering neckline. It's this sort of big V. It's almost like the inspiration was almost like a trench coat or a coat. It's double-breasted. There's like little buttons all down the front. And it's just like a simple double-breasted dress with a really sort of open neckline and these little straps in the shoulder. There's a bit of a peekaboo detail in the shoulder, if you can see that.
I love this little detail.
And a bit of
it's like almost like creates a little cowl on the side of your shoulders. Sometimes we like a more exaggerated sleeve because we actually think it makes the waistline feel a little slimmer and finer. You know, so I think a lot of women are sometimes scared of volume in places because they're worried it's going to make them look big. But in a lot of ways, it can kind of help exaggerate other areas to look smaller. It's all a kind of proportion play, you know?
It's how Christian Dior used to pad hips so that the waist would feel smaller. It's sort of the same thing, but you know, no one wants to pad hips these days. So you make
people do. Kardashians of the world love a padded hip.
The one thing I love about this dress too is if you turn around, the detail back here, the waistline. Can you come forward?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, show that.
That is
waist.
Yeah, there's these little darts and tucks back there that create just like this really nice fluted skirt. It's, you know, it's not a mini, it's like a long mini, which we like that kind of length. It's nice and full. It's just a really flattering proportion for a lot of body types with the open neckline, the suppressed waist, and the little kicky kind of skater skirt.
And the shoes that she has on.
What's she wearing on her feet? I can't see.
Okay, I'm gonna back up. Oh, she's got these on.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah, those are these puffy sandals we did. It's actually the whole insole is kind of like filled with a batting, so it creates like this nice puffiness. And it's all like a beautiful orange suede, and then a mix of black Napa and white Napa on top with a white Napa covered heel.
Like walking on clouds. Whenever someone puts that on, they're like, oh my God, this is the most comfortable pair of heels I've ever worn.
It really is. And with the thickness of this too, the size of the heel makes it even better.
Yeah, it's a thin heel. You know, like this whole puffy sole, something we've been doing a lot these days. It just feels, it's so comfortable. If you're gonna wear a heel, it better be comfortable these days. No one's suffering for fashion anymore.
Yeah, we're kind of loving everything like quilted and padded these days. Little padded bags, padded shoes, playing with like little padded clothing even. Something nice about that softness, that coziness.
And also that square toe is something that everyone's been wearing these days. Oh, that's the blanket. That's that big blanket we did for the show. That's, you know, what it is basically. It's a big rectangle of the most beautiful satin that you can see, that you can buy. And we padded it with like this sort of like down filling, and it really is just a blanket, but we just put a button and a buttonhole on it, so you can kind of wrap it. You know, a lot of our friends were wearing this kind of early fall in New York when the restaurants were open outside, and you could have dinner outside. People were wearing them over their dresses and over jeans and a t-shirt. It's just like this sort of blanket you can kind of wear, almost like a shawl of sorts. It's just like this cool piece. It's like a designer blanket.
And it really feels like the padding from the shoe.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's got the same kind of puffiness. but just in a black silk satin.
It's like a duvet you can actually wear and take outside.
It's like you knew COVID was coming.
Exactly. It's good for all that outdoor dining, right?
Yes. No, you just want this for yourself and you don't care about anybody else anymore.
Yeah. If it wasn't in satin, I'd be wearing that right now. It's a little cold.
Good evening coat, even.
It's an evening coat. I mean, over a dress, it's heaven. It's almost like a shawl, or back in the day, pashminas, or it's that kind of garment that historically has been worn throughout the ages in different ways. It just feels like a really modern take on that. It's not even or you could put it over your couch when you're not using it. And it's just like a blanket.
It's true. Your new Hermes blanket, except it's for Wednesday. Better.
That'd be a good airplane blanket.
Yeah. So this is like a crepe viscose top with a little leather kind of triangular gusset that goes along the neck and kind of cowls along the neck. And then that's a skirt she's paired with it, which is in that same crepe, with a little leather kind of yoked waistband with this little built-in buckle. We love all the layers at the hip, but still quite flat and super flattering. And then the hem of the skirt's a little stepped. We like these kind of irregular hems, creates a little movement, as opposed to just cutting a hem completely straight. Kind of just breaks the line up a little bit, feels a little softer. And then we kind of paired it with these like really strong white Napa boots, a little loose in the calf to create a little bit of slouch, but still quite slim with that same kind of square toe and that fluted heel.
Yeah, the square toe is something that's, it's very much a thing right now. A lot of designers are doing a version of a square toe. It feels really modern for the moment. That silhouette, for whatever reason, it's just something everyone's doing. And we love the idea of like leather, little bits of leather, that kind of toughness that adds, the polish that adds. We love little buckles, little hardware. And you could, again, wear this skirt, which is a great skirt, back to like a simple merino or cashmere sweater. And that's, it's a lot of fashion on the bottom, and then a really simple top. Or again, that top, I took a pair of black slacks is a perfect thing. That's the beauty of these clothes. You can kind of break them down and kind of wear them in different ways. You don't have to kind of be beholden to this sort of look. It's a kind of a soft, kind of nice top. Hits in a good place.
Yeah. It's so nice because I think it's so flattering untucked, and equally as flattering tucked in, which is very hard to accomplish.
Totally.
Oddly.
It has that little steps at the side. It has a top stitch at the bottom, and then it kind of steps.
It's got like almost a little like shirt tail kind of hem.
Yeah. I love that top.
It's the stuff.
And it's got the little contrast white top stitching, just creates a nice little border around the edges.
And it just has this little kind of leather kind of triangle collar.
It frames your face so nicely.
Yeah. I mean, to us, in a lot of ways, it's almost like a really elevated t-shirt. We love a t-shirt. We love the casualness of that. So we're always exploring ways to do a t-shirt that feels elevated.
T-shirt, one of our favorite things, and have such a cult following behind it.
I feel like I saw one of the ladies wearing one of those right now on Zoom.
Yes, he did. He's up here.
Yeah.
I see Jill wearing one of our scarf tops.
I know. Yeah, I saw you too. In the scarf. Is that the dress or the top?
Top.
Is the
Cool.
top. Yep.
Cool. I love that top.
We read your lips.
Shirt. Paula's got the t-shirt on.
Nice.
Perfect.
Yeah, I mean, we've been doing these like tissue jersey t-shirts for a long time. We do tons of prints. We do lots of tie-dyes that are all artisanally dyed one by one. And this season for pre-fall, we're exploring the idea of that's more exaggerated sleeve, but in that tissue jersey. So you still get the softness and the drape, just on a kind of classic crew neck body.
It adds that touch that makes it feel even more special.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Suits are something that everyone is wearing these days. It's such a, like, not like in the way they used to wear them. Like they wear them in a casual way. I've actually been wearing a blazer these days. There's something nice about, after being in sweatpants and sweatshirts all the time, putting on a jacket just feels so good again. I think we're ready for that, to kind of dress up a little bit. And we've been cutting our suits quite sort of soft, and nothing's really too tailored, too hard on the body. Everything, it almost feels like a cardigan, I would say. It has a bit of a shoulder, but everything kind of falls from that point. It's you know, if she was wearing something underneath, you'd be able to open that really easily, and it just would fall. And it's just sort of like this third piece, like a layer.
And I love this fabric. It's like a silk viscose suiting. So the silk, you get a little bit of a slub, which adds a nice texture, but then the viscose gives you this really great drape. It just kind of falls really beautifully.
Yeah.
And then it's got these big buttons. Instead of doing 4 little buttons at the cuff, we like just one big button. Feels a little stronger. And we love the way a double-breasted jacket looks unbuttoned as well. It just kind of swings nicely. It looks great with like a little scoop neck top or a sweater underneath. I feel like there's a lot of ways one could kind of style this together.
Yeah.
Put this t-shirt on and you can come back for us.
Yeah. And then she's wearing it back to this kind of cropped flared pant, which is a great silhouette for anyone. Everyone looks good in a cropped flare.
Going rogue, and she's going to put the t-shirt on.
Oh, great.
In the meantime, this is a very cool update to your handbags that I am currently obsessed with, the tote. And thank you as a woman for putting the crossbody on here. I greatly
love a crossbody.
Love a crossbody.
We got the memo. We got the memo.
People like pants to be free, right? So they can do other stuff with them. Yeah, that's called the Rouge tote, and it comes in a number of sizes. I think that's an embossed snake, and we do leather and suedes and all sorts of novelty fabrications each season. It's a great tote because it's got the functionality of a tote, but it's got a little more attitude than just your basic tote. But the functionality works exactly the same.
And the magnetic closure is heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing with a lot of totes. A lot of totes don't really close. Everyone loves the function of a tote. You just open it and throw stuff in. It's so easy. But the fact that it has this magnetic invisible closure makes it just really functional as well. And that's really important. It can't just look good. It's got to work. So yeah.
We have this beautiful woman in the meantime while she's changing.
What's this dress?
This is actually pre-spring. Same.
Oh, yeah. Is that the navy one?
Deliciousness.
Yeah.
You can come forward. I can say it's always hard with dark colors.
I know. This is this beautiful boucle knitwear, and it's got this it's hard to see the texture here, but it's got this great kind of boucle texture. But it's like this really soft, yummy, just like really easy knit dress. You know, really kind of skinny sleeves. I believe it's raglan. I think we did raglan on these sleeves, but then they kind of flare as it goes down to the wrist, which is a really nice slimming effect. And then just kind of slim in the body and the waist, and then kind of flares out, becomes this full skirt as it gets towards the bottom. But we love a dress like this. I feel like it's a lot of look, but it's also got the like coziness of just kind of wearing a sweater.
I can show you the dress in white. I can share my screen. Who's hosting?
Oh, maybe we are.
Oh, here.
Yeah, we're gonna fix that.
Okay, great. Because I have a picture here of our. You guys can preview the new campaign.
Ooh, this is so fun. We're never getting off. I'm not gonna let y'all get back to work today. You're just gonna have wine.
We'll show you what this dress looks like in white because it's also just so heavenly.
Yeah, I think you'll get a better feeling for like the actual knit and the texture of it when you see it. And we did it in this kind of soft.
Can you guys see that?
Soft ecru. And it's got all these kind of traveling ribs that go in different directions as it goes down the body. And you can see those flared sleeves. And then it's got a little bit of tipping on the hem of the sleeves with this little kind of mock neck. Just a really flattering silhouette.
It's one of our favorite dresses. It truly is. It's so effortless. And
you have a picture of the top, Lazaro, the sweater we did.
Oh, yeah. I'm wearing the navy version.
You're wearing the navy version. Cool.
Here's that.
And if you guys are loving the white, then just message us and we will get you that white dress.
Yeah,
right?
sorry. And here's the top that you're wearing, which we love.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a return to that top you saw at the beginning of the looks with a black and white one. It's the same concept where it's like a huge turtleneck and you just kind of wrap it over your shoulders.
It's so good.
I mean, there's a lot of different ways you could kind of drape this. It's just like yummy, cozy. I love it in the navy, actually. Yeah. Just kind of like a good everyday sweater, but it's got just enough attitude to make it more of a thing.
You can see the knit. It's really kind of nubby and just really, really yummy and just incredible to wear against your skin. Just the right level of cozy and chic, and it's pretty great. I love that one.
This feels like the only sweater you need in your closet to wear with jeans. You know, that perfect sweater, you know, that you've been looking for.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
We love that one. That's brand new. I can't believe you guys even, that's why I didn't recognize him. Like, what is this?
Oh, you got to jump on things here in Charleston.
Exactly.
Yeah. You must have just gotten that like a week ago or something, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's shipped pre-spring already. It's crazy to me.
I know. And we actually have most of our pre-spring buy already up on our website for people to pre-order right now, because we already shot the flat image and on a model. So you can go ahead and preview that collection and already buy your size. And those, Mary has assured me, will be in like mid-December. So, but I would encourage you to grab your size because I believe they will be going quickly.
Yeah, these knits are gonna go soon. I love the little flared sleeve too.
I actually sold the small yesterday. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess she just layered that T-shirt under the suit. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
The jacket.
And that's a little kind of fold over waistband pant with a little button there, kind of like a sailory detail. And it's, you know, again, it's just a really simple, it's almost like your boyfriend's blazer, but cut for a woman.
I know. Let me take the jacket off. I've seen them show the T-shirt. Yeah.
It's a great fitting pant.
I know. And then I love this little detail.
Yeah. Just a little triangle. Yeah, I love that pant.
Fit her well.
Yeah.
And the crop flare is so flattering, and many of our clients are petite. They're not 5'10", like the models. And sadly, we say runway to reality, and reality. And so, but the proportions you guys have truly fit the customer well. The pants, you know, you've perfected the knitwear. Even the length on this wasn't too long. I'm only 5'4", so. Yeah,
the way we work, you know, for shows, we obviously fit on runway models, but after that, we take all the clothes and we resize them and we fit them on a more sort of traditional sized person. And so we redo all the clothes afterwards on just a more real body, because we know, you know, people are real. People don't runway models. You know, by the way, those people are 16 years old, so there's no, you know, we know that that's not the person who's buying the clothes ultimately. So we actually have to do it again. We do everything twice. So why things fit normally.
Just to make our lives that much more complicated.
Yeah, not every designer does that. A lot of the stuff that people will get are fit on runway people. But we do ours twice. So there's a whole production process that happens.
Most of it's just adjusting all the lengths to get them to the right place.
Yeah, proportions.
Yeah. I've actually been in a market appointment and seen some of your people refitting and things. And I'm like, who's that? What are they doing? And it's fascinating. It is really cool. And
it definitely takes an army of people to get it all done. We're not just doing it, the two of us. Got an amazing team to make it all possible. Right? Sorry?
You're not just playing with clothes all day, right?
We're not just playing with clothes all day.
No.
I know. I wish.
We're probably zooming.
Oh, probably zooming. I know. People will say, I haven't seen on the floor. And I said, I know I have this awful thing called an office now. And I have to like go pay bills and buy and all that other stuff. It stinks.
The realities of life. Yes.
Have you enjoyed doing buying appointments online versus going and flying around?
No, I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I think one of the most wonderful things about this industry is the people that I get to meet and the connections I make. And for me, those are my friends. I love what I do, and I live to work and work to live. And that's my passion. And I live every ounce of this. And for me, I have so many friends in the industry and connect with them and they get and understand how much thought and energy and passion goes into even getting this product here today and getting this set up between us. It took so many people. And thank you to all of those people that are on here and
thanks, guys.
right now, because it's incredible. And there are so many people who work so hard behind the scenes that make this possible. And I have the most incredible team who are all here watching and helping. It gives me chills right now because they're so amazing.
You feel the same. It's all about the people you keep around you.
Yeah, it is. And we work really hard to stay positive. But for me, going to Paris and being inspired and going to Milan and going to New York and bringing that back keeps me going. So I feel like right now I'm a little chugging along.
Yeah.
So I'm ready for that again. I'm like, I need it in my vacation. So, all right.
So this is white label.
Yep.
So this is white label. This is a great pair of high-waisted. Are these cotton or are these the wool ones?
These are the wool ones.
Yeah, cool. It's like a wool blend. It's a really comfortable kind of tropical weight wool. Really soft. Like a nice high-waisted trouser with these seams that are top stitched all the way down, which is great because it's very lengthening of a detail. We love this high waist.
Top stitch seems to resonate throughout the collection. Is that something that, you know, in your boots, in your pants, in your bag, like the trim of a jacket, is that something you intentionally, consistently want each season?
No, I mean, we change up the details every season. I think for the last couple of seasons, it's been something we've been exploring. We like that it kind of just highlights all the seams and brings out the construction. I'm sure we'll be doing something new next season, always exploring different ways to kind of mess around with highlighting certain areas.
Yeah, we think this is this pan is so flattering. Like, can we see the back of it?
Yeah.
It's so good. Like those little kind of like little pockets.
Right.
Yeah. And it's kind of a nice slouchy silhouette.
Yeah. I love this.
Yeah.
But I feel like the white top stitch is kind of fun because then it's almost like the logo. No one will know if you know.
Yeah.
And you'll know it's Proenza because the white top stitch is there.
It's become a bit of a signature. And again, like the high waist with those vertical lines just creates like this great length. That's just flattering to everyone.
I'm 5'10". 5'10". All right.
Yeah.
They still get the short people too, I promise. We've seen it on. And one thing that we have loved this season is the Mary Jane in the show.
Oh yeah. People love that shoe, right? It's selling well, that shoe. It's like a sort of it's kind of like a Doc Martin Mary Jane kind of casual shoe on a lug sole, like a rubber sole. Just really cash and just really cool. And she's wearing it with like this it's just a crew neck jacquarded knitwear piece. It's not printed, it's all actually woven in jacquarded. So it's just this really kind of nice nubby yummy texture. Just a nice graphic little sweater.
Yeah. And I bought the Mary Janes again for pre-spring, so they'll be coming in white.
Cool.
I need a pair, and they usually sell quickly in my size. So
people love them, so we did them again and again. It's one of those things people just keep asking us for.
For us, it's so warm, so it's a nice alternative to a boot.
Yeah, it's good with socks.
That boot.
Good with no socks. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a good Zoom sweater.
Zoom sweater. She's in this one. All right, who's next? Do we have another? Oh, I love this too.
That's mainline.
Oh yeah, that's I think that's from pre-fall. We're bouncing around, so you're taking us back.
No, I think this one's pre-spring. We just got this.
Oh, that's pre-spring. Yes, we work on so many seasons.
I know. This is what's crazy. Actually, could we just take a pause and say, okay, so right now we have in store pre-fall, fall 20, pre-spring 21. We have spring 21 shipping, and you've already designed pre-fall 21, and you're working on fall 21, correct?
Exactly.
So that is
you know the drill. I'm impressed.
And we're launching spring so this is pre-spring, which you just got delivered, and we sold spring to everyone, to the market in September, and tomorrow we're releasing it to the press, like all the images of spring.
Wow.
We did a book project, and we shot a book, and so you'll be seeing a lot of that on our Instagram. If you guys don't already follow us, go to Proenza Schouler on Instagram. You'll see the whole project there. So you'll see spring, then you'll have spring in your store.
January.
Yeah. Stuff you'll see tomorrow. They'll be one of the first to have.
Yeah. So yeah, this look, I love this look. It's actually all completely knitted. So it's a top and a skirt, and it's this beautiful crepe knitwear. And there's a faint little pinstripe in that one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it's this kind of nice beigey color with this kind of off-white pinstripe, little chalk stripe that kind of runs through the knit. And you know, it comes with a tie. You could tie it, or you could just keep it loose. You could tuck it into a pair of pants, and she's wearing a skirt in the same knitwear. Just kind of, it's almost like a wrap skirt. Exactly. See, and it's got those ties up at the waistband, and you could just kind of wrap it and tie it, nice and easy. Fits a lot of different shapes. Just always a really flattering silhouette. We like that it gives like a sharpness, and still it feels refined and sophisticated, but it's also knitwear, so it's cozy and it's yummy and it's easy. We like kind of checking all those boxes in the same garment.
And we like the versatility of wearing, you know, this feels like an elevated kind of outfit. This matching top and skirt becomes like a dress. But what we love about this kind of dressing is that it feels quite polished when you wear it like this, but you can easily break it down and go back to a pair of pants with that top, or wear that skirt with a button-down shirt or a little merino sweater or something kind of really easy. So you could kind of mix and match these pieces. And that's, for us, that's really important in how modern clothes should function.
That's a ribbed sweater. I love that sweater.
I love that sweater.
It's got the really chunky ribs, and they go in different directions. It's a little shorter on like the wearer's right-hand side, and then on her left, it's got this longer kind of shape. We like those kind of asymmetric hemlines.
I think I have a picture of that sweater on.
Yeah.
Let's see.
With the gold metallic skirt.
Let's see. It's this one. Let me share my screen.
And that's just kind of like a.
It's this. It's like this sweater. That's
She's got a coat over it, but you can kind of see a little bit what's happening on the hemline, which is that kind of asymmetric, ribby.
It's just it's a really simple rib sweater, and then we cut out a piece and then put the ribs in the opposite direction. It's great with this high-waisted pant and with a coat thrown over it.
It's amazing how taking that one detail makes it so flattering. Yeah,
I mean, it's about subtlety, you know. We don't want to make it too noisy or do too many tricks on a garment. We love something that's based on an element of classicism, but then just adding like a bit of a twist that makes it kind of fresh.
Yeah.
This is from our last fall show, and it's this great pea coat, and it's kind of got this spongy kind of quality, which you can see is a reoccurring theme. We like these kind of spongy textures and qualities. And it's just double-breasted, nice big shawl collar, kind of oversized shawl collar, patch pockets, oversized horn buttons. I love this with like a pair of jeans even, and like a, you know, sweater underneath or something.
Here's a better image of that sweater. You can see it a little bit more.
And you know who else loved this coat was Stephanie Mark, the founder of the Coveteur. Actually, came with me to my market appointment because she is a friend and was following me around for like an article, and she put this on and was like, I have to have this. I love it. So
the coat, yeah. It's a bit of it's called a ciré. It's a sort of.
You're talking about the coat the model's wearing with you?
This one.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the white one was for virtual.
Yes. Yeah. I love this one. We had that in our show.
Awesome.
That walked the runway, that pea coat.
That's beautiful. This is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
One for me. Yeah. I think I'll be taking it. So if somebody wants it, they better hurry up and get it.
It has this slight little padding in it, just very, 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 very slight. So it's a bit kind of, like those kind of down jackets everyone's wearing these days. It has a little bit of that feeling, but with a tailored aspect to it as well. So it's quite warm. But just really, it's one of our favorite fabrics this season, actually. It's this beautiful twill from Italy, one of our favorite mills.
So, Catherine,
It's like really spongy.
for some questions as we near the end of this gallant endeavor, and it's been so much fun. I'm like,
we could do this for hours.
I could too. I'm like, please, the stuff we actually love doing, like not all the other stuff we have to do. Like, yeah.
Talking about clothes.
Oh, okay. If you guys have a question, all you need to do is unmute yourself and you can ask. We would love to answer anything, or if anybody has any comments. Do you have any questions from the list? Nobody has posted a question yet? You have Jack and Lazaro here, the designers of Proenza Schouler. I mean, I know I had questions. I was like, how many can I ask? Hello.
I think Amy Nelson's got a question.
Okay.
Hi, gentlemen. Love your collection.
Hi, Amy.
Nice to see you. And really, thank you, Stacey, for inviting me. I'm a stylist based in Atlanta, so I personally love your collection, and I've sold it for as long as I can remember. I actually just sold that draped cowl leather top recently. I love that top. That's a super chic top. So my question for you is, from a stylist, I work with a lot of very C-suite executives and people that travel a lot. And obviously things have changed quite a bit, and my consulting has changed quite a bit and evolved. How are your designs evolving along with our newfound casualness? I know that we all want to dress up, but there's just no doubt about that. Life is a little bit more casual, although I dressed up today for a client who came from out of town. It felt really good, actually. But how are you evolving with all of this?
I mean, we just designed spring, which is what you'll see tomorrow. And we designed that entire collection at the beginning of quarantine. So we're definitely thinking about that. And I think, people are still shopping and still buying new clothes. I just think what people are doing these days has just shifted. I think we're seeing less cocktail dresses and less sort of embroideries and things that are more of like a social nature. And I think, I don't know, for us, it's about an intimacy. We want clothes that feel a little bit more personal, that feel really non-fussy. Anything that feels fussy right now with like weird closures or too many details or that's too tight or constricting feels really wrong. So that's why we're really attracted to knitwear. For us, in a lot of ways, a knit top has replaced kind of like a jacket that you take to work or something. I think there's like an easiness to fashion today, and I guess like a certain casualness, but still a polish.
Yeah, I would say not casual necessarily in look, but definitely like a sense of effortlessness is important. At the same time, I think people are tired of just sitting around their homes and feeling and looking schlumpy, and they do want to feel kind of cute and get dressed up, but it's just got to be for the right time and place. But I think it's got to have a sense of effortlessness. That's why we're so interested in knitwear, like that last look you guys saw, the beige with the little chalk stripes. I think it's got an element of polish, but it's still, because it's knitwear, easy and it's comfortable, and it could flow into different moments within your life.
For us, what feels like chic and elevated right now is it has to have a little bit of subtlety to it. It can't be too showy or ostentatious. I think things have to be a little bit more kind of refined, a little more quiet, a little bit more discreet. I think too many logos, too much bling, too much stuff on clothes today feels really wrong. To be that loud with luxury. We believe in luxury, but I think it has to be quite subtle, and the wearer, maybe her friends know what it is, but it's not this sort of like obvious display of fashion.
Yeah, it's more of a discreet luxury.
Yeah, discretion for us is really important these days.
I think it's great. And I one thing I'd also like to say is that I love selling your pieces as multi-purpose. I call them not one-shot wonders, that you can really multi-style them. And it's just such an easy way. I know, Stacey, for you in terms of selling it and from a store, but it really allows that purchase, that luxury purchase to go a long way, you know, and I appreciate that from my perspective.
It has to mean something nowadays. I think the days of like buying a dress that you wear once and spending all this money or effort on it, it just feels so, I don't know. It doesn't feel right for right now. If you're going to really invest in something, you want to know that it's going to last you forever, and that you're going to have a lot of different ways of using it and styling it and adapting it to different moods and moments and events. So it's got to be very sort of multi-purposed in a way, and last forever, and not be something that goes
and not too much of a season. Where I think we're really interested in designing clothes that don't feel so season specific that next season it's like out of fashion. I don't think people want to just waste their money these days. I think they want to invest in pieces that they know they could break out of their closet in 2 years from now, and it still feels completely relevant. And it's more about building a wardrobe as opposed to just scrapping your wardrobe every season and starting from scratch.
It feels so wrong to buy something knowing that in 6 months it's going to be out of fashion. It just feels so icky in today's world.
Yeah.
So buying something that you know it's going to last you forever, there's a value in that.
Thank you. Really enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Amy.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Hopefully we'll see each other in person.
I know, in real life.
In real life.
I'll go with Stacy. We'll go meet together.
Deal. All right, you guys.
Other questions?
Allison Reichert wants to know, how do you guys feel about reducing the number of collections that designers do? Potentially reducing the number of collections that designers do each season. Very good question.
Oh, if you can figure out how to do that.
Trying to figure it out. If you figure it out, let us know.
Yeah.
We've tried to do that, and you know, Stacy wants clothes in her store every few months. So what are we gonna do?
It's all my fault. It's so true. It's so true. I just love it.
I think people want every 3 months.
I think people like I think the stores like having that kind of refreshment every couple months and a new delivery coming in, and it just kind of keeps the assortment interesting. So
we're definitely making each collection a little bit more tight. I don't think we could do less collections, but I think each collection we're doing, there's less stuff in it and everything is more purposeful. Maybe there's not like 10 jackets, there's like 3 just perfect jackets. It's more like that. It's reducing the amount of work we do within each collection rather than lessening the amount of collections in and of themselves.
I think a fascinating thing for me too was learning that including department stores, you're sold in 65 stores in the US collectively. And I think that keeps it also very intimate and very special about what you do and who you choose to align yourself with. And so we are very honored to be part of that small group of stores.
We like working with just the best and people that respect what we do and give it the attention that we think it deserves. You know, we spend so much time and energy and effort working on these things that it's important to us to work with stores that understand that and give it the same level of care and importance and follow through and all that and service. So it's important that we limit our distribution to just kind of the best.
I don't have children and don't plan to. I always feel like I have to go in some story. I've been married 16 years and I'm like, these are my babies. I have 4 stores right in a row. And I really do. These are like my children. And I like tell the story. I'm like, no, but there's so much you can do with this and this and this. And it's like, I'm so passionate about it that I'm like, you guys, the designers are going to be on there. Do you know how cool this is? This is really, really special. So, yeah,
Happy to do it.
Guys, and you have every expectation of mine, but of being humble and kind and really engaging. So thank you. I think we have like one more question. What inspired you? Yeah, people always want to know, and I know the question you probably get the most because I hear it a lot too, is like what inspires you? What really gets you going? Like what triggers that feeling of knowing what feels right and what feels new?
It's such a big mix of things, but I would say primarily it's the women in our life, and the relationships we have with women. You know, we're 2 guys sort of doing this company together, And for us, our relationship with women, whether they be family or moms or best friends or the women that we meet on a daily level, I think that's the most inspiring thing, listening to like what they need and what their lives are like and what they feel they're missing. And I don't know, it's for us, it's a service. What we do is a service to women's lives. How can we make their lives easier, better, feel better, just all that stuff. And then creatively, it's travels, it's art, it's just, you know, whatever we see, whatever we come across. Sometimes that sparks an idea, but ultimately it's the women that inspire us.
I love that. I definitely, as a very strong feminist myself, believe that you embody that and empower women to feel strong in your clothing, because there is strength and underlying strength in there that's not loud, like you said before, but that empowers you to feel like you can tackle the world. And that's why I always say to our clients is like, we want to, you know, maybe you don't have to go anywhere, but dress for yourself, because it will change your mood, it will change your energy, it'll change your mind, and who knows what you'll come up with that day, even just being alone. So
the best form of therapy, we always say. Putting on a pair of heels sometimes is all you need.
Well, I think that might be all we have. I know you guys have time for, although I could stay here all day. But thank you. It has been wonderful to get to know you, to hear about your collection, your energy and together, and all the fun things we have to look forward to. Thank you for letting us in on those. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Our pleasure. Great to meet you all.
Time.
Thank
you.
Thanks to meet all you guys.
Thank you for continually inspiring us. If you guys want to unmute and just say thank you or hi.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.
Thank
Nice to meet you all.
Thank you.
See you in person one of these days soon.
Yes, come visit Charleston.
Yes, come visit us.
We would love to.
Yes, we'll give you a hug.
Thanks.
Bye.